Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Shauna DeLacy Porter, and today we have Dr. Jeffrey Hockings, who's the founder and CEO of Diabetes Reversal Group. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm very excited to learn more about both your company and about your story as well. So to get us started, we'll just jump right in. And can you tell us what your company does, or what your company does?
Yeah, so we actually reverse type 2 diabetes and help patients get completely off of all their diabetic medications. So that's what we do.
Wow, that's beautiful. I know that is helping many people out there in the world. And so congratulations on that. And why did you start it? How did you come about this idea of creating this business?
Yeah, it's a very personal thing for us, Shauna. So I had an aunt who died of diabetes when I was younger, and my wife's dad passed away from diabetes complications. So when we looked around about 16 years ago when we started this, there was no company or any plan or program somebody could join that showed people exactly what they can eat and not eat, what nutritional supplements to take, what exercises to do, and provide coaching. So we just created it, again, almost 16 years ago. So that's why we did it. It's a very personal mission for us to help diabetics.
Yeah, that definitely personal. I am so sorry about the losses that you have experienced, but at least you created something beautiful from it. And so congratulations to you on that. So I know you said that you started this about 16 years ago. So I know you've been in business for about 15 years. Can you tell us maybe the 3 different phases that your company has gone through during that time frame?
Yeah, the first 9 years, that's when we were proving our concept. That's when I did a seminar every week in a different city all over the world. I did 48 events per year for 9 straight years, so about 430 events. And I was proving our concept. And then after that, we applied for our patent in 2017. And then I got off the road and we started opening up brick and mortar clinics. And in 2018 and 19, we opened up 17 clinics all the way from Honolulu down to Orlando, Florida. And we had leases signed on 13 more locations. And then COVID hit in 2020. We had to shut all the clinics down because we weren't considered essential. And then so that was the second phase. And then we pivoted to our current program, which is a telemedicine, complete online telemedicine program.
Wow, congratulations on that. That's wonderful that you were able to expand, kind of countrywide. And, you're able to do all the things. And of course, COVID kind of, it affected us all. So, sorry about that, but I'm very happy that, you guys are still up and running and still going. So congratulations on that. And can you maybe tell me about what's unique about your program versus like anything else out there that's, staying?
Yeah, well, we actually got our patent approval back in 2020. So right now we have the only patented system in the world that reverses type 2 diabetes. And we actually guarantee results as well. So that's one of our biggest uniqueness factor is that nobody else in the world has a patent. And if anybody watching this knows anything about patents, I mean, they don't just hand those things out. It took us 3.5 years to get patent approval. So we have to continually go back to the patent office, showing them why we can do what we say we do, more evidence, more proof, and then what's unique about us in the marketplace. So that's why it took like 3.5 years to get patent approval. We finally got it. So we're really proud of that.
Yes, and I'm proud for you guys because like you said, it's not easy. It is a lot of steps, a lot of process. So congratulations on that as well. And since we're talking about your patent, can you tell me what's included in that?
Yeah. So it's the specific list of foods and drinks that you're allowed to have as a diabetic. Because, I mean, there's a lot of misinformation out there about, oh, yeah, you can have this as a diabetic, and that's okay. So, again, it took us a long time to figure that out. So, again, specific list of foods and drinks that are allowed, and then also the ingredients and dosages of our nutritional supplements. And there's 88 different nutrients in our supplements. So it's not just a little bottle with like 4 or 5 ingredients. There's 88 different ones in there. So it's very robust, and that's designed to help support the damage that was beking caused, kind of help heal that, and really help speed the healing as well with bringing the blood sugar down. So those are the things, that's our secret sauce. When people join the program, when they eat the right foods, drink the right things, and take our supplements, that's what gets the blood sugar coming down. And then their doctor's able to wean them off all their diabetic medications.
Wow, that is wonderful. You definitely put a lot of time and effort into this, and it's clearly seeing results. So happy for you. And My next question for you is, I mean, you kind of talked about how it guarantees, that it works, but can
Yep.
you maybe dive a little bit more deeper into that?
Yeah, so our guarantee is another kind of unique thing about us that when a patient follows our program as directed, if their diabetes is not reversed, and that means that they have an A1C of 5.9 or lower, taking no diabetic meds. So if they don't achieve that, they get a 100% refund plus $1,000 just for trying our program. So it's a
Wow.
better than 100% money back guarantee. So people that are diabetic, they really have nothing to lose by trying our program. And that's how confident we are that we get results. We can offer that kind of a guarantee.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing. It sounds like you really care about, the customers, the people who are trying this. And I really love that you guys have the guarantee if it doesn't work kind of thing. I think that
Yeah,
really is wonderful. And kind of like what you said, what's to lose? You try, it
exactly.
doesn't work, you still get money. You try and it does work. That's even better. So
Yeah.
that's great. And then regarding like new patients, how do you generate new patients for your company?
Yeah, several ways. We're growing a direct to consumer where we do Facebook, Instagram, Google advertising, where we offer a free webinar for people to watch that and we explain our program. And then they get to book a consultation with us and where we kind of customize the program for them. We're also rolling out a distributorship program for doctors. So, and not just like medical doctors, but also chiropractors, dentists,
Mm.
podiatrists, optometrists, audiology centers, and med spa owners. So all of them can become a distributor of our program where they basically help enroll people in the program. They actually earn an extra revenue stream, but we're doing all the work. So it's kind of a plug and play distributor program, which is really nice for them. And then we're also getting into privately insured corporations because, I mean, statistically, about 10% of the typical employee base has diabetes.
Mhm.
And these self funded corporations, they're spending on average about $15,000 per year per diabetic employee. So it's just crushing their healthcare costs. So we have the solution for them. So it's a way they can enroll their employees in our program and save a lot of money. So those are the main three avenues we're going after for patient acquisition. So yeah, it's pretty exciting for us right now.
Yeah, that sounds exciting and sounds like, you're really expanding. And I know you had mentioned you had places from Honolulu to, Florida. So are you just located in the US or are you anywhere in any other countries by
Yeah,
chance?
we're actually going to be expanding in about 2 months into India.
Oh,
And that's going to be a
wow.
huge market for us too, because it means 4 times the population of the US and they've got 5 times the amount of diabetics there. So very exciting to partner with somebody who lives in India and they'll be kind of running that for us. But we'll be doing a big 5-city tour there in a couple of months where we'll be doing some live seminars in the top largest 5 cities there. And that'll kind of help launch it. And that'll be a really nice expansion for us. And then we plan on getting into another 5 or 6 countries here within the next couple of years as well.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, definitely expanding, growing, and you're helping so many people not only here in the US, but in India and eventually worldwide. And it's absolutely wonderful. So I love
Yeah.
to hear it. I'm sure that your business and company has faced some challenges. So what would you say maybe the hardest thing about your company that you face regularly?
Yeah, the biggest thing, Sean, is the medical physicians aren't teaching their patients that diabetes is reversible.
Mm.
So literally, like if you ask like 99 diabetics out of 100 would never even know that it's reversible, they can get off their meds because their doctor's not telling them that. And in the doctor's defense, they're not trained in med school that you can reverse type 2 diabetes.
Mhm.
They're just trained that when someone's a diabetic, you prescribe medications, tell them to watch what they eat, blah, blah, blah. But they don't say, hey, if you did this, this, and this, you could actually reverse this disease. So that's the biggest problem that we have is we have to educate the diabetic that, hey, even though your doctor hasn't told you this is reversible. You can get off these meds if you follow the right lifestyle program. So that's been the biggest challenge, but we think we've got that handled pretty well now after being in the business almost 16 years now. So
Yeah, definitely being in the business for 16 years has helped. And obviously the results, so many people reversing it, that obviously shows proof and that
yeah.
your company does work. So, I apologize that it is a little bit hard but life is challenging. And if you didn't have challenges, where it wouldn't make his life as fun, I guess.
Yeah.
So, if people want to invest in your company, like, are they able to?
Yeah, so we actually are right now doing a limited capital raise as we start to scale and expand into different countries and really start, kind of putting gas on the fire now. Because now that we have our telemedicine program, we can really reach any diabetic in any English-speaking country right now.
Mm.
So that's why we're looking for a little bit of limited capital just to kind of help us bring on some more staff members and some more C-suite employees, get our app developed and everything else to kind of really just make sure we can handle all this growth. So yeah, there is a limited time right now that we're looking for a little bit of capital. So yeah, if people are interested, they can reach out to us.
Gotcha. Wonderful. And, my fingers crossed that they do, because it sounds like you have such a great company and business, and, I only wish the best for it. So, you said that you've been in the business for about 15, 16 years, and you kind of are, hoping to expand and grow and, said the app. So where do you see your company in a few years? Let's say maybe 5 years from now.
Yeah, well, we're planning on having an acquisition and have somebody else purchase us within about the next 18 months. So we're building it up really strongly right now and then going for that acquisition. Because after a certain level, Shauna, as we grow this, it's going to be beyond my scope as the CEO founder to expand it more, because I don't have international experience with, 120 countries, et cetera. So the longer I stay on, after about another year and a half, I think I'll be hindering our growth. So we'll want to have an acquisition, have somebody else buy us that does have that worldwide international connections. Because I can see the company within 5 years literally being in 120, 130 countries, different languages, all of that, which is kind of beyond my expertise and scope. So that's why we'll want to kind of pass the baton to somebody else so they can really grow it even bigger.
Right. Absolutely. And, I love that you acknowledge hey, this, I can do this, but we going to need help in this aspect when it does grow and potentially get to those 120 countries. Yeah. So if, say if someone's that is listening today has diabetes or knows someone who has it, how could they get a hold of you or, see what this is all about?
Yeah, easiest way, just go to our website. It's www.diabetesreversalgroup.com. And there's a link right in the first page they can click on, and they can register for one of our free webinars. And that explains the entire program. And then they can decide if they want to move forward after they watch the webinar. So it's very simple to watch that. And that kind of explains the entire program to them, what's entailed, et cetera. And then they can book a consultation with one of our consultants if they want to, take the next step. So yeah, just go to our website, diabetesreversalgroup.com.
Wow. Love that. It's very simple, straightforward. That's great, and hopefully you have a lot of push after this interview so people could get their diabetes reversed. My last question for you is just, is there anything else you would like to say, or maybe advice you want to give to people who are thinking about starting a company, or just anything in general before we end the interview?
Yeah. I mean, obviously if you're a diabetic, first thing is it is reversible. So regardless of what your doctor says, it is something you can do. You definitely got to change your lifestyle to get there. And for any advice on people starting a company, you definitely need to start something that you're passionate about. Because again, if you're an entrepreneur, it's going to take a lot more than just a 30, 40-hour week to get your company up and running. You got to have thick skin and be willing to get criticized and have people say, it's not going to work and all that. So you really got to love what you do and be willing to put in that time. And again, hard work with the right coaching and training from people who've already done it, that you can follow their lead and their advice. It's critical. So yeah, anybody can do it, but you got to want it bad, got to love what you're doing, and definitely get coaching and training from some experts out there that can help you avoid some of the potholes and mistakes so you can, grow it quicker and not make silly mistakes. So
yeah, that's wonderful and great advice, and just overall great. So that's all I have for you today. I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining with me and speaking with me and sharing this wonderful business and this wonderful, reversal. So that's all I have for today.
Thanks,
again, thank you, and see you guys later.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.